Dating is not what it used to be. So I remember when I first started dating, there were a few apps, there were a few online dating apps, but there wasn't really any social media. That was only just taking off. So it was really hard to kind of find an eligible partner. And the last time I was dating, where I actually met my now husband, there were dating apps and everyone was on them, but the same problem still existed. How to assess the quality of your date. This can be online or in real life, but it's basically how you can identify and how quickly you identify the red flags and the green flags. And this is usually something that crops up whilst you're actually on the date, and it can be really hard to assess the quality of your date, try and have fun, and your mind's just all over the place because you're trying to put your best foot forward as well. So it isn't really easy to do in real time. So in this video, we're going to talk about how to assess the quality of your date. And this is whilst you're actually on the date with your prospective partner or your prospective date. And it isn't really easy to detect and identify the red flags and the green flags. And it's part of the second stage of the AAA filtering process that I go through with my clients in my Meet Your Match program. So that basically you can suss out any red flags and green flags in real time on the date and still have fun at the same time. And this will qualify and confirm the eligibility of your date, all whilst having fun and enjoying the date that you're on. So don't forget to stick around to the end because I'm going to share with you a really quick and easy tip that you can apply the next time that you're on a date so that you can quickly identify any potential red flags or green flags in real time. Hi, I'm Sarah here from Green Flags Dating, and I'm here to help you make the dating process impossible to fail by having a solid AAA filtering process in place to qualify your dates. So if you're new here, please click the subscribe button. It should be somewhere here. And all the links to everything I mentioned in this video will be in the description box below. So when you're on a date with someone, it can be really hard to detect any obvious red flags or green flags for that matter when you're actually on the date because everybody's on their best behavior and you're actually trying to have fun at the same time. So it can be really difficult to detect. This makes clarity on the date really hard to assess. And there's always going to be a little bit of awkwardness even if you've spoken for a few days or weeks beforehand. So looking at this triangle, if you're like most of the women I talk to and work with one-on-one, you may be at a place where you have no clue on red flags or you're not even sure on what to look out for in terms of red or green flags. Or you may even know a few red flags, but you're not all the way confident on being able to detect them at this stage of the dating process. Don't worry, you're definitely not alone in this. So share in the comments below where you think you are in relation to this triangle in assessing potential red flags and green flags on the date, because I'd love to hear from you. So knowing and being crystal clear on red flags or potential red flags is great, but it's only part of the problem. You're only going to not end up in an unhealthy or toxic relationship. Red flags prevent you from ending up in that kind of relationships. Also, knowing the green flags is key. Green flags are the indicators of an emotionally healthy person and the potential for an emotionally healthy, committed, loving relationship. And you've probably found that you may have missed some of the red flags and you end up maybe a few months or weeks or even years down the track only to look back and realize that those red flags were really important and maybe you swept them under the carpet. We've all been there in the hopes that, the person may change or that it was just a slip up or whatever it may be. But usually when we look back, we knew those red flags. They were there. We just didn't want to look at them. And that's very common. Or you may be in the position where you miss the green flags completely and then you're in a place where you're not sure if this person has potential for a healthy, loving relationship. You just don't know how to identify the signs of an emotionally healthy person. And that's also very common. And this is something that we deep dive into in the Meet Your Match program that I run with my clients. So once you reach the top of the triangle, you're going to be able to identify all of the red flags and all of the green flags very quickly and with the clarity you need to qualify and confirm the eligibility of your dates and assess the red flags and the green flags in real time and have fun along the way on your date. And this clarity ensures that you don't waste any more time than necessary or your optimism doesn't go down so you still feel motivated to keep dating And you can do that and just move through the date and the dating process as quickly as possible rather than wasting time on people who just are not right for you. And ultimately you get to enjoy your dates whilst also evaluating at the same time, so win-win. So as promised, I just want to share with you a really quick and easy tip that's going to help you evaluate some of the red flags or green flags on your date in real time. So something you can ask your date, and it might be something that you've heard of before, but I really like to ask the question just to determine the relationship that they have with their mum. So you could maybe, rather than outright say, what's your relationship with your mum? Do you get along with your mum? Do you speak to your mum? You can maybe bring up a story recently from your mum, your own mum, or make something up like, oh, mum popped round the other day. She was really annoying me. She likes to dither around. What's your mum like? Is she like that? Does she just come unannounced? By asking something like that, you then get to see how they react to being A, put on the spot, and B, get to see how their relationship is with their mum. So you may be wondering, how do I even bring that up without sounding crazy or weird? That's something I go through in the Meet Your Match program with my clients. And this is just one of the filtering questions that you can ask whilst you're on the date. And I have a whole bank of about 20 others that you can actually use in real time to determine the eligibility of your date and to eke out those red flags and green flags in real time. So I mentioned more about the AAA filtering process that goes through the exact steps you need to take in my free PDF guide. So click the link in the description box below to get your free copy. So once you have this filtering process in place, I know it'll be an absolute game changer for you and your dating life. And if you haven't already, please share below in the comments one of your tips for red flags and identifying your red flags and green flags. Now, if you're wondering what potential red flags are, what green flags are, or even maybe deal breakers, please watch out for my video on this that I will be uploading shortly. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any future uploads. And this is whilst you're actually on the date with your prospective partner or your prospective date. And it isn't really easy to detect and identify the red flags and the green flags. And it's part of the second stage of the AAA filtering process that I go through with my clients in my Meet Your Match program. And please share this video with your single girlfriends or anyone that you feel will benefit from knowing this information. Until next time, bye for now.